Coach Boomer, we have the 2023-2024 season.
Yeah.
How far out are we from competition for you guys?
13 days, Sunday, November 12th, Case Western Opens first round.
That's a tough tournament, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be it's like the Ohio Collegiate, right?
Ohio Intercollegiate. Now it's, I think, the Bob Del Rosa, their old coach who passed away, unfortunately, several years ago. The Bob Del Rosa Ohio Intercollegiate Open.
So you guys go to that one. I think Ohio State sent some guys there.
Yeah.
In the past, it's a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, Indiana was there last year. Central Michigan always sent some guys. Cleveland State. So yeah, it's a good tournament. We're looking forward to it.
So you guys, I was looking at the schedule. I like the schedule. I was doing some in my head, some cross scheduling with Grand Valley State now because I have a nephew on that team.
Right.
But your guys, I'm going to do all the home dual meets for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of huge. I was looking at February 9th is a big one. I have my schedule in my back pocket, so you don't even have to think about it. But looking at the dual meets and the ones I'm going to do, we have a big try. We're kicking off. Your first home duel is a try.
It's
correct?
Quad.
Sorry, a quad.
Yep, it's Mercier, Scannon, us at Fairmont State, and then we actually have Army Prep coming as well because they're coming to our open the next day, so they're going to wrestle Gannon's B team later that day as well.
Will you guys wrestle the prep school or not?
No, not this year. No.
So what the prep is like the guys who are gonna go into West Point next year. It's almost effectively a redshirt year and a year to get grades up. It's on campus, I believe.
Yeah.
It's at West Point.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you guys, so then it goes. You guys you're on the road for 2 months, and then you get to come home February 8th. You got West Lib.
West Lib at home. They're ranked second in the country right now, so that's a huge home match for us. Excited for that one. We wrestled them last year. It was a really fun, duel. Hostile environment there. We're expecting to be a great duel here. And then the next night we have Tiffin here at home.
And then alma mater. Oh, hold on.
Finley, yeah.
A school where you were an All-American.
Yeah.
The alma mater is actually Heidelberg.
Yeah, technically.
Technically, but you guys have Finley on February 17th.
Yep. So that's senior night. We do senior social, so it's like appetizers and alcohol for parents and stuff like that beforehand. So it was a really cool event. Last year, Finley saved our because we actually had a team back out on us about 36 hours prior to that duel, and so we didn't have a team to come in. And Finley stepped up, and they sent I think 7 or 8 guys last year. So we wrestled last year. No team score or anything, but they stepped up and helped us out. So they're coming back again this year for it. So that'll be an actual duel.
And Coach Nelson, he coached you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously a relationship there.
Yeah.
Even though you left and went to Heidelberg,
Mm-hmm.
guys still buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. He's helped me out a ton. Over the years he has. But especially since I've been here, we talk all the time. I just saw him at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame banquet down in Columbus a couple weeks ago. We actually sat next to each other for dinner. We talk all the time. He's helped me out a lot. My transition here with Division II and the GMAC and just, things, he's really helped me with some things with that. So he's been great.
Preseason rankings just came out. James is the number one. James Penfold, returning All-American, 2-time All-American, returning 4th. The 7th and 4th?
8th and 4th.
8th and 4th. Mm-hmm. He's coming back, and what's wild is he had a pretty severe knee injury last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like his knee was pretty jacked up. How tough is that guy to kind of battle through the season and get on the podium?
Yeah, he's as tough as they come, man. I love it. He wants to wrestle. I think he's going to put himself in every time. If he doesn't wrestle, it's because I told him he's not wrestling. He's never holding himself out. He's as tough as they come, and just super proud of him and his work ethic and his toughness and his will to wrestle. He loves to compete. And I think it's great to see.
He didn't have to come back this year, right? Like he could have just graduated and peaced out, right?
No, he actually did.
He did.
He did have to come back. So it worked out well.
Okay, so you have 2 other All-Americans on the team. Corey Gamut's going to come in and talk. He was off last year with an injury, right?
Yep, he had knee surgery and was out. He did not have to come back.
He's the one that did not have to.
He did not have
He
to
could have been like, peace.
Mm-hmm. So he's getting his master's right now, which is great. So really excited to see him. He had an awesome spring and summer. Really did a good job training himself. And, we had a couple guys that went to U20s out in Vegas and then the U23s, and he was part of that. Even though he didn't compete in those, he was a part of that group that was training here all that whole time, and really was really impressed with him and watched his development and everything. So he's actually starting off the year, I think, ranked 6th at 141. So really excited for him. I think he's got a lot of ability. So really looking forward to seeing what he does this year.
So, and then you have Christian Small returning NCAA finalist, and we were talking about it. You've had a couple NCAA finalists, never a champ here at Lake Erie College. I think you guys, it's time. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
I think you feel the same way, yeah?
Absolutely. It's time, and I think what, is, even though Christian's going up a weight class, he is so unorthodox, and, his style is really hard to wrestle against. So I think he's got a realistic shot of winning at 149 this year. He's starting off ranked 5th right now. But all three of those guys, and there's some other guys too, they're just all super hard workers and super great kids. And, you want to see them do well, right? You want to see them do well, and they deserve it. There's a lot of other guys out there that deserve it though too, so got to stay healthy. But as hard as those guys work and the lifestyle they live outside of the wrestling room is tremendous. They all get great grades. They do the right thing socially. So when they have that success, it's not really a surprise when you see the way they work.
So you guys do have 6 qualifiers returning.
7.
I know it's 7, but from last year you had 6.
Correct.
They're all returning.
All returning.
What weights and who are the guys that are returning for you guys?
Ryan Wayner, scrap at 133. He's a guy that did not have to come back. So he's back at 33. Talked about Corey at 141, Christian at 149, Jack Haskett at 157. Super excited about him. He's on a big time mission right now.
Toledo, stand up. North Toledo, not to be confused.
Yep, Whitmer High School. And then, James Penfold, obviously. And then Brylan Klaus at 197. Another guy that did not have to come back and decided to. And he's getting his master's right now. So really excited about him. He really turned it on late last year and did a great job. So we're really excited for him this year.
I mean, Klaus coming back is huge, right? The second best red and green team in Ohio, Barnesville, next to Oak Harbor. But that guy coming back, he came out of nowhere last year for you guys.
Yeah, he started the year off as our starter at 197 and worked unbelievably hard. Did everything we asked him to do, just really wasn't performing the way, he thought he was going to and what we expected of him, right? And we tried a couple things and so, we actually sat him. He just wasn't getting the job done, unfortunately. And it was nothing, it was just straight business, and, he ended up, that in that conversation we told him, we want this to light a fire inside of you, and we think this will really help you, and it did. And he came back on a vengeance, man, and he did an awesome job, beat some really good guys, and earned the spot outright, and then ended up making the national tournament, was second in the region last year. So was really proud of him. The way he kind of stepped up to the challenge. Probably went through some adversity with that, but did a phenomenal job. And so we are super proud of him, and he's done a great job so far this year. So we're looking forward to see what he does.
You guys are ranked in the top 10 to start the season. You're tied for 7th in the coaches poll. I think you guys can slot as high as, you win. I think you can win. You're going to need all 6 of those guys or whoever, 7, right?
Yeah.
You ideally need 7 to 10 to qualify to win it, right? That's what I love about D2. There's parity. You can win. Other teams can win besides St. Cloud or Lander or whoever, Notre Dame College, won in the past. But do you guys feel like you can bring home, I know it's not top 4 this year, but top 3? I know they say $7 million or $49 million, whatever they say. What they say, $5 million?
Something like that, yeah.
That's not real. Anyhow, can you guys bring a trophy back here to Painesville?
Absolutely. Now there's 15, 20 other teams saying the same thing, right? But, again, I think it starts with our culture. This is the best group of kids that in the 14 years I've been doing this that I've ever coached, all right? They're just an awesome group. They work unbelievably hard. They live the right lifestyle. They do everything I ask of them. And that becomes contagious in a good way, right? And so, I honestly, and I told my guys, I said, I never really thought about how good we could be, I just knew, hey, if we just keep working hard, good things are going to happen. And it wasn't until some other coaches told me, oh, you got this guy back, right? Yeah. Oh, you got this guy back, right? Yeah. Oh, and you start adding up some points here, looking at placements and stuff like that. hey, you guys could do something real special. And I again never really thought about it. And then, I kind of just started thinking about it. I'm like, it's pretty realistic, So, we need some things to go our way. We got to continue to work really hard and develop and get better and improve. And, we probably need some help from some other teams, as well, as far as knocking some other guys off maybe. But, if we can stay healthy, that's going to be the main thing. And if that happens, we're going to be right in the mix. And, I believe it. The coaching staff believes it. And all 25 guys on the team believe it. So that's the big thing.
Anybody redshirt and anybody you got to sit, or is everybody going?
We got about 7 or 8 guys going to start off in redshirt mode that are true freshmen. So we'll see. We'll kind of see how they develop and everything. I always start them off in redshirt mode, and we evaluate as we go on. But we got some guys that that are freshmen that redshirted last year that are going to be in the mix, and I'm really, really excited about, that are really good. And so they're going to be pushing some of our better guys, if not, being the starter.
Any qualifiers not in the lineup from your last year's team?
I think the only one on paper that it possibly, because Christian, national finals moved up to 149. Austin Feets was at 149 last year as a national qualifier. He's done an unbelievable job. He had a great year last year. So those two are going to be battling out at 149 this year. So
could he go up to 57 or 65?
So, you got Jack Haskin at 157, returning national qualifier as well. So, it's one of those things where we're kind of, I don't want to say log jam, but a little bit there, but in a good way. So, we've got a plan in place for these guys. We're not doing wrestle-offs this year. We're taking them some opens and seeing who performs the best, may the best man win. And, you always are evaluating, right? Nothing's promised for anybody. Expecting these guys to go out in the competition and wrestle hard and give themselves a chance to be the guy. And, every year I tell these guys too, like, if you're the starter in November, December, good for you. Don't get too comfortable. If you're not the starter, it's okay. It's a long year. Keep grinding. You might get another shot. So, we'll see what happens.
Wichita this year, right?
Wichita, Kansas.
And your regionals at
West Lynn.
I like it. You got anything else for me?
No, man, I just appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, let's talk to these guys a little bit. Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck to you guys moving forward.
Thank you so much.